Hello everyone, welcome back to Wartburg, where today we are going to be doing some quite exciting stuff. So recently a new content creator pack came out called the Shops of Shibuya pack, just for £5 on the Steam store, and I saw it and it has some really cool looking stuff in it. So I went and purchased it, and today I'm going to be using this new content creator pack to build a brand new shopping district right in the heart of the downtown. So in this new pack, there is 3 unique buildings, 2 parks, 27 low density commercial growables, that's when you zone them and they grow naturally, and then 27 high density ones as well. So I'm going to be using them in this new commercial district that I'm going to be obviously zoning most of it, so we can see all of them new growables that have been brought in with the pack. And also I will be placing down the 3 unique buildings, so you can see I've already put 2 down here. One of these is the Harado City Museum of Modern Art, and then you've got the Harado Hall. So these are quite cool, unique looking buildings. I do really like the look of them. And obviously there is 3, so the third one is this Teruma department store, but it is locked, and basically what you have to do to unlock this, which you can see I've already started doing, is drop all of the tax rates to 4% or lower in the city and then maintain that for 20 weeks. And obviously you can see I am losing a lot of money because most of the income comes from taxes. So we're currently down 120,000 a week. But obviously we have a lot stored up in the bank, so we can just let that run and it won't make too big of a dent. So what I have done is I have created a new district in West Berlin called the West Berlin Shopping District. So basically the way the growables work is it's just kind of like the Industrial Evolution pack, where you just change the style of the district to what we want it to be. So obviously we can start zoning, but there is no road set up in this area currently. So what I'm going to quickly do is go and start placing all of these roads in and get a general layout for how we want the area to look. So I have a general road layout set up. It actually turned out to be quite an awkward area to fit some proper roads in, because I wanted to have some nice zones where we can just get some of the larger buildings in, because obviously we're in the downtown. But I think it turned out pretty nice. I wanted to make it very walkable since it is a shopping district. You're going to have a lot of people on foot, so I put lots of paths in, so it'll be less car centered when you're trying to get from place to place within the shopping area. And I also did just stick another station on this subway line that runs through, because it was conveniently placed. So it should be pretty easy to get public transport to this area since we already have the monorail. We obviously now have this subway station, and there's already bus lines running through here, and there's this bus station right next to it. So with regards to public transport to the area, you're in a pretty central location anyway. We are having a huge death wave at the minute. The population's dropped by about 2,000. We were at around 80k. But it is just constantly plummeting. So, general services. That was really loud thunder, by the way. That's the first time I've probably heard thunder in the game. I'm just going to get these water pipes down. So what I'm going to do is I'm literally just going to zone and mainly let it grow after we have put down the special buildings. So I want to wait just the full 20 weeks just to see how big this building that we unlock is, because it looks really cool and it looks quite large. So I'm looking forward to getting this place down. And I also want to find the new parks that we got. Here they are. So this looks quite cool. Oh, it's like a sunken plaza. So I'm going to integrate all of these into the area. And also, that is pretty awesome as well. You can place as many of them down as you want. So I would like to have the more important buildings in the center along this main road, so kind of like in this section here. So we will start placing them down once this building's unlocked. So one thing that was quickly brought to my attention about the theme park that we built last episode was me complaining about all of the cars coming in and out of here and this tiny car park, and not actually building a full-size car park myself. But the thousands and thousands of people that visit here, we've had 16,000 people here, and there's nowhere for them all to park, and that's why they all jump off and get on foot here. And now they are actually using this tram stop, which is really great. Yeah, they are all walking. Wow, there's a lot of them. But even though they are using public transport, not having a car park or a good sized car park is one of the most insane things that I could have done. So I am gonna add that right now before I forget. So I would say that this is probably a semi-sufficient car park for a theme park of this size. This seems like plenty of parking. Obviously, we have all the public transport as well. So to service this theme park now, there is this huge public transport kind of building with multiple links, and then we obviously have the bus station, which loads of people are using. And then we now have a massive multi-storey car park, and then loads of open air parking as well, all around. So you can see how busy this area is getting. So this area is great. I absolutely love the way this is turning out and the way all of this looks. But anyway, back over to where we are focusing on today in this shopping district. We are extremely close. We're only 3 weeks away from unlocking the Ethereal department store, and since I started dropping the taxes and waiting for this to happen, we've lost nearly 2 million in Skylines money, which is an incredible chunk, but we're almost there. And there we are, we finally have it. So before placing this thing down, the very first thing I'm going to do is drag all of these tax rates back up to 12% so we can actually start making money again, because it has really been painful watching the amount of money we have just drop. But anyway, I'm excited to see what this thing looks like, and it actually looks really cool. So it's a corner building, so it is quite an awesome, definitely unique looking building. So I think it is just a multi-story shopping building. but it looks really nice. So obviously it's got quite an interesting shape. There is one really boring wall that obviously I'm just gonna build wall to wall with more commercial buildings. But I feel like we can make this whole area kind of unique to this building to kind of show it off a bit. So I think that's what I will do. So I'm debating whether we add like quite a nice garden out the front or we add parking. But I feel like parking just off the main road that connects this section up probably isn't the best idea. So that leads us to making a small park out the front of it. So I'm going to use the tree lined path and just connect that straight up alongside the slanted edge, and then I can drag this path up to meet it here as well, and then just move that so it's straight. There we go. And then we're having a few weird bits with the terrain, so I will just smooth them out, which smoothing stuff out doesn't seem to be smoothing stuff out. I don't know if I just need to make this slightly sloped, and then no, it's being weird. It's playing up. It won't let me smooth it out. There we go. So I sunk it all down slightly from the road. You can see it's all quite a little bit of a slant, just so it was all nice and level. So now we can just kind of pretty this area up, and I was thinking this is probably one of the places that we want to use these parks in. Neither of them fit perfectly, but if I anarchy that in, the slopes are an issue, but I think we can probably cover all that up with some magical landscaping work of my favorite thing, which is trees. So if I just line the edge with trees, it does, these ones kind of ruin the view of it a little bit, so I'm just going to replace them with significantly smaller trees and probably just some like bushes and foliage just to make it look a little bit nicer and less plain and bland. So this is kind of the first setup we have with one of the new parks and then one of the new main 3 buildings. So I think this looks really cool. It all does kind of match together nicely since it is in the same map pack, so I'm really excited to start getting the bulk of the zoning done. But what we have left is just these other 2 buildings, the Harrow Hall and the Harrow City Museum of Modern Art. So these are quite large, so I don't want to put them on a place where there's a massive slant, but I would like to keep them near somewhere where there's great visibility. Like here would be absolutely perfect. I'm just concerned about what it would do to the slope behind it. Yeah, which isn't particularly great, but I'm sure we can probably make it work in some way, just with the same thing of paths are probably going to be our best friend here. So if I can just kind of run one into there as well, and then shimmy that back slightly. There we go. And then I can probably connect it up here as well, can't I? If I just readjust the positioning of this. There we go. So this is a very unique building. I think it fits nicely with this business park we have here, the monorail hub, all kind of like more of a futuristic look. And it's right next to the monorail station, so it can get plenty of service from public transport. So traffic won't be too much of an issue. And then finally we have the Harrow Museum of Modern Art, which is slightly smaller, but I feel like it all fits within the same kind of vibe of this place. So I'm hoping I can fit this in here, but then it kind of makes the rest of that area slightly awkward to zone. I feel like here fits in perfectly as well. I was debating putting it right next door, but I feel like the fact that it's not taller than the monorail hub makes it slightly difficult to see. So if I just move it slightly to the side in this next block here, that seems to fit in perfectly, and it just makes this entire area kind of really nicely come together. So obviously we have the slight issue of a big gradient here, but this is one of them areas where I'm just happy to line it with trees and then call it a day. So now we have this really nice place with their huge business park and then both of the Harado unique buildings with the monorail hub right in the middle. Oh, a little camera jump there. So when I think about what I want to do with this middle area, it is probably perfect for another one of these parks. So I feel like I could place 2 of these ones side by side like this, which does look really cool, but then we still have this immense issue with slopes. So the best idea would probably be to upgrade that to the same kind of path that we've used over here next to the hall, and see if it'll let me connect it in, which it really doesn't want to. So if I just do it manually and then force that to stay on the ground, and then do the same as I did before, connect it up and then just drag it back and squish it down slightly, and that seems to fix a lot of the slope issues we had. If I also slope that as well, then that all seems to come together extremely nicely, and I am more than satisfied with the way this all looks now. I think it looks just really cool and all fits together amazingly. So now that we have the 3 unique buildings placed down, it's finally time to zone the rest of the area and see what this shopping district will look like once it is complete and filled in. So now that the area started to fill in properly, we can get a good look at what some of the buildings in this pack look like. And they all look pretty cool. Obviously there's not a huge selection of them, so quite a few of them are repeating, but I'm not complaining because they don't look bad at all. So they all just look, obviously they're just high density commercial buildings, or purely for shopping and stuff. So some of them do look pretty cool, and they all fit together super nicely. So it comes for like it builds a quite unified look of the area. Obviously there's a lot of stuff I need to detail to make this look a lot better than it currently does, but it does look pretty good already. And I have put a few low density areas to get a look at a few of the smaller buildings. The camera's jumping around loads it while I try and like navigate this area with how many buildings there are now. But yeah, the low density ones also do look quite awesome, and it's lagging loads when I come down it, so I'm just going to zoom out and stay quite a ways away. One thing that I'm noticing is we're starting to pick up a lot more traffic, so I'm going to want to change a few of these roads to 6 lanes rather than 4. Like this one, it gets quite busy sometimes. I'll need to take collisions off so I don't destroy that path, and a few trees are going to pop through the road. But that is fine, I can fix that. So I'm increasing that to 6 lanes. And then I just need to quickly remove a few of the trees that are flipping through the road. So that's all nice and sorted, and then I want to stop lane changing right in the middle of nodes. And I noticed when I put this in last time, that node was really weird and not squared up how I wanted it to be, and I can't seem to take it any further forward, so I guess I'll just let it do that. But yeah, so now that there's 6 lanes in, the traffic seems to be doing okay. And what I actually want to make sure this does is this goes into these 2 lanes, this goes into that lane, and that goes into this lane, and then the others can all do what they want because I do not mind at all. So yeah, we have soaked up pretty much all of the commercial zone demand. So for it to fully fill in, I'll probably just need to place some more residential down, maybe a little bit more industry and offices. But for now, that looks pretty awesome. So what I want to do now, just to finally pretty much finish off this area of the downtown, is build these last 2 blocks with residential buildings, so apartments and stuff. And I feel like that will give the little bit of a last boost to commercial demand that we need to just finally fill the shopping district here. And also we have quite a big demand for residential, and there's nothing better than getting our population up anyway and making the downtown look more fulfilled. So I'm going to have a crack at that, and it should be pretty easy because it's 2 squares. It's just kind of be more of a grid area, so quite boring compared to what we've just done, but still will improve the look of the city. So that residential zone has all been set up, and it's not filling as quickly as I expected because we've kind of just drained all of the demand for it. But it has given us that last little boost that we needed to pretty much fill up this area, and now it's starting to look really complete, and I'm really liking the way it looks. From every angle, it just looks nice and full and dense, and exactly how you'd expect a shopping district to be. So just ignore the building that is on fire and like enjoy the look of this area. If my camera would like to stop glitching and jumping around for once. But yeah, it looks absolutely amazing. So the only other shopping district that is purely centered just to be for commercial areas is this one over here in the other part of the city. What is actually classed? So it's just this area here. There's a weird little bit of district that I didn't add into it. So this has got both of the main shopping malls that come with the game. So you've got the luxury one, the posh mall, and the grand mall right next to each other with loads of parking, surrounded by loads of shopping, high density commercial buildings. And there's also the School of Science that I stuck in there because I just thought it looked really cool having this area kind of set up to be more of an open air, larger, wider area while we were on the outskirts of the city, and I had loads of room to play with. And it is in this kind of area where all the university buildings are, so it just kind of looks like the university spilled over a bit into the city, which is what happens. So if you look at the size comparison, obviously this seems to cover a little bit more surface area. But when you compare the density of this area over with the density of this area, it's just like, it is a crazy jump. It's not that crazy, but it's definitely a lot more dense over here. I'm just super over the moon with the way this looks, and it somehow hasn't drained all of our commercial demand. There is still more need for commercial, which is insane. Like these residential areas are nowhere near to being filled, and all the buildings are like level 1, so they're all quite small, crappy looking apartments. But we just have no demand for residential at the minute. So I was thinking this area is going to be quite difficult to fill in, given the fact that any connections off this main road here are made a little bit tougher by the fact there's a monorail track. We can probably just run it under and move this pillar to the left, but then there'd be one connection made here, which I wouldn't really want to do because the traffic is getting quite bad down here now, and we can't really make the connection here because then we're blocking off these 2 lines from ever coming out, and this is all kind of its own really nice thing that I don't want to mess with. So I am struggling to think of what to do with this area. I might just forest it over and leave it as or make it like a city park, so it's just a nice green walkable area that kind of adds a boundary before we hit the tourism and hotels, because I'm sure all these people staying in these hotels will absolutely love the fact they're right on the beach. They have this huge shopping district here, and then they'd get a brilliant nice green city park and then the theme park just there. So I can imagine that these hotels will be stupidly expensive to stay in because they're in such a nice city. So other than that, I think that's probably where I will leave it for today. So obviously these residential areas will grow and fill out by the time the next episode comes around, but this shopping district with the new Shops of Shibuya park is phenomenal. I love the park, I love the futuristic look of the buildings, especially the parks and the special buildings, and they just fit in so nicely with this area, and I'm really happy with the way it looks, and I hope you guys are too. So please, if you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe so you won't miss any more of the Wartburg City videos that I will be pumping out in the near future, because I am loving making these videos at the minute. But thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.